Hi friends, today we are discussing about safety of clinical trials. So in the last discussion we have discussed about the clinical trial. So as we know, the clinical trial provides an evidence basis for the regulatory approval whether the drug is safe and effective according to our Indian regulation or US regulation or EU regulation like that. Through this clinical trial, if you are able to find out whether it is having any adverse drug reaction, that is ADR, it is better to prevent the patient from that condition. That is the main use of the clinical trial. So, the safety evaluation is a central component in all stages of the drug development life cycle. Next question is that when we are starting the safety trial or safety clinical trial, prior to the marketing authorization, we have to carry out the 4 phases of clinical trial to monitor the safety. So, what is the goal of safety monitoring means? It helps to identify, evaluate, minimize, and appropriately help us to manage risk. Clinical trial is based on the clinical as per the ICH guideline. We are following the GCP guidelines. So GCP is the standard for the design, conduct, performance, monitoring, auditing, recording, analysis and reporting of clinical trial. So from the start of design up to the reporting stage or status of clinical trial, we have to follow the good clinical practices. Thereby, we can assure that the data are credible and accurate. It is having integrity and we are maintaining confidentiality of the trial subject. Safety monitoring in clinical trial is the key responsibility of whom? In that case, sponsor, investigator, IRB, Institutional Review Board, Ethics Committee Board, Data and Safety Monitoring Board, regulatory authorities and subject having a key responsibility for the safety monitoring in clinical trials. DSMP. DSMP means Data and Safety Monitoring Board. This is an expert committee independent from the investigator. So those who are doing the clinical trial, we are calling it as principal investigator. And those who are participating in the clinical trial, we are calling it as volunteers or participants. Who are supporting with the money, we are calling it as sponsor of the trial. DSMB is an expert committee. It should be independent from the investigator and the sponsor. So what they do is that they periodically examine the safety data accumulated during the process and they will tell the benefit risk ratio if we are using this clinical trial effect whether it is good or bad. Next we are thinking about the functions of DSMB. They will review on regular basis whether or they are ensuring that the continuing safety of the current participant and as well as they will review the efficacy data from the beginning up to the end of the trial. This DSMP mainly this committee work in the double blind randomized phase 3 trial stage. So we must have a doubt who are the members of the DSMP? The clinical trial expert. So it will include the physicians with particular specialty. In that one biostatistician is there and other possible person from the other discipline and some from pharmacology or law. So these are the members of DSMP. DSMB will review each protocol. Protocol means what is the method from the title up to the result. They will review each protocol and they will give their thoughts regarding the clinical trial. During the trial, also DSMB will review cumulative study data, thereby to evaluate the safety, study conduct, and validity and integrity of the. One more thing is this DSMB members must be satisfied the timeliness, completeness, and accuracy of the data submitted. So this also carried out by the DSMB members. And finally, they will assess the performance of overall study operation and any other relevant issue. So they should maintain the confidentiality. So in clinical trial, DSMB board as well as the consultative committee together will check the safety. So who are the authorities check the safety of clinical trial means DSMB as well as DCC. So they will review the safety data, they will check the cumulative data, they will provide the recommendations, they will adhere to the conflict of the interest, they will maintain a documentation of all the meetings as per the guidelines of regulatory agencies. Then comes the medical monitoring. Medical monitoring means they will utilize an independent committee or independent monitoring committee to review accurate the safety data. In the medical monitoring, physician may be or may not be affiliated with the study institution, that is from mostly from outside, having an experience in the clinical development, and he or she will be capable of reviewing the AEs, that is the adverse effect, and SAE, that is serious adverse effects, and they will check and tell the safety reporting. The safety reporting, how we can tell, it will include the as per the ICS guideline they are doing all adverse reaction, including the severity, seriousness, or relatedness, including the safety report. In that case, they will tell about the adverse drug reaction as well as adverse effect. So what they do is that they will associate it with the death, inpatient hospitalization. By using this drug, prolongation of hospitalization is there, any disability or incapacity is there, any congenital anomaly, all this considered as serious adverse event. All serious adverse effect, including the serious unexpected SAR, also reported to the pharmacovigilance module of our country. Either we will report to the MedWatch or PVPI within 7 days, and this should be done by the sponsor. And all the adverse effect events are reported in the annual update report or periodic safety update report. The procedures for adverse event. So it may be suspected or unexpected, all can be included in the investigator brochure. So these are the normal procedure regarding the safety of clinical trial. So as we said, if onset of serious adverse event is there within 24 hours, the principal investigator should report to the chairman of the ethics committee as well as report to the sponsors as well as to the DCGA, Drug Controller General of India. And final report of final report, they should include the responsibility of both principal investigators and sponsors. Within 14 days, they should report to the DCGI, chairman of ethics committee, as well as head of the institution. Then after that, the expert committee appointed by DCGI examine the serious adverse effects and they will give the recommendation to the licensing authority. And this should be done within 13 days, and DCGI will do the final decision, including any compensation is needed or not, like that. They will do the final decision within 150 days of occurrence of the serious adverse effect. Based on that, the sponsor or the representative makes the final payment within 30 days while getting the receipt of DCGI order. This is the flow diagram telling about this, what we have to done if any serious adverse event reported. So these are the safety related data of clinical trial. I hope this will be able to find out or if you are doing any clinical trial. If you like this video, please share to your friends. Thank you.